Hello, guys. This is Miss Ana Luisa Bermea, and we're in fifth grade. Welcome back from our vacations. I'm very glad so we continue this class. Let's be ready. We will work on comprehension reading. We will need our practice book and our notebook. So go and get your comprehension reading notebook. This has to be in your notebook, okay? Greek and Latin roots, okay? A root is a part word that tells us the meaning of the word. Graph means to write. Any word that contains the word graph is related to write or writing. Paragraph is something that is written. Okay? Port means to carry, like import, export. Jet means to throw. Okay? Injection, project. The word meter means to measure. Any word that contains this word is related to measure, like centimeter, thermometer. Okay? Now let's go to your practice on page 159. We have some words here: thermometer, injection, autographs, graphics, project, imported, portable, and kilometer. Remember, each of these words are related to the words or root words that we've seen before. Okay, like thermometer means that measure something. Autographs are relating with writing. Project is related to carry, and portable is related to carry. Okay, now let's read number one. The ship stayed in the deep water, a blank from the shore. Now, that means that the ship is kilometer, okay? A kilometer from shore. So we have number one. Let's read number two. The colonists blank goods they could not make themselves from Europe. So the colonists was in America. So the colonists imported. Imported. Okay? That means they carry from Europe. Let's do number three. Large and heavy items such as stove and tractors are less than others. You can carry a suitcase, you can carry a laptop, but it's difficult to carry a stove or a tractor. So the answer is portable, less portable. Okay? Let's continue with number four. The doctor gave the patient and blank to help her heal. Now, the word patient and doctor are related with injection. Okay? So I want you to complete number 5, 6, 7, and 8, and then send me a picture. I want you to write the words with red or blue, please. Okay? Now let's go to your practice 157. Sequence of events. A sequence of events is something that happens on a certain sequence or time. When we use words, we have the word like first, then, at the same time, during, after, finally, and all those words help us to identify when the things happen, and we call it sequencing events. Now, the dates also help us to create a chart flow that tells us the time. Okay? So let's read about George Washington. You know George Washington as the first president of the United States. He fought in the Revolutionary War. He was one of the founders of the United States. But Washington did not set out to be a leader. He was born into a wealthy Virginia family. He wore with his half brother Lawrence, who was part of a group of Virginia colonists, Ohio. When Lawrence died, George took on his duties. One of those duties was to train the militias in the district. He was 20 years old. Within a year, George Washington was taking part in the French and Indian War. He led forces against the French. His military decisions were not always sound, but he was loyal and brave. When the colonies went to war against the British, Washington was named commander in chief. Washington had to train his troops in the fields. He lacked experience and learned military strategies by trial and error. Lucky was on his side. Washington went on to become a war hero and the first president of the United States. Now, you will read this again, and I want you to underline or to find these sentences. Lawrence died, and George took on his duties. That was the first thing that Washington had to do after his half brother has passed away. Now, after that, Washington was taking part in the French and the Indian War. Was the second thing that happened after he did these duties. And then Washington was named commander in chief. And finally, Washington went on to become a war hero and the first president of the United States. So I want you to reread, listen carefully the video, and underline the sentences I retell. Okay? And complete the chart flow. Then we have a question. How does the author organize the information about George Washington? The information was organized in a sequence of events, okay? It was organized using sequential order to tell how he became the leader or the first president, okay? Now let's go to page 158. The voice of Abigail Adams. We will read about a woman in history, okay? Abigail Smith was born in 1744 in Massachusetts. At the time, women are not educated beyond cooking and sewing. Nevertheless, Abigail was a willing student, mostly self taught. Her keen intelligence won the heart of John Adams and then married in 1764. Abigail and John Adams lived on a small farm near Boston. From the start, John's work took him away from Abigail. John's schedule grew more demanding at home and abroad. The couple wrote to each other regularly. The letters provide an invaluable glimpse of history. They tell what life was like for the colonists. They tell the trials that Abigail endured as she ran the farm and the family alone. In 1784, Abigail joined her husband in Paris. From 1785 to 1788, the family lived in England. John served as a diplomat there. In 1789, John Adams became the first vice president. Abigail proved to be a great help to the First Lady Martha Washington. Abigail Adams herself was the First Lady from 1797 to 1801. Abigail Adams had strong views. In 1776, she outlined the earliest argument in favor of women's rights. Abigail Adams died on October 28, 1818. The voice of his wife, mother, woman, and patriot lives on. Now, if you pay attention, we have lots of dates in this paragraph. Now, the instruction is fill a flow chart like the one shown here. We have here one, two, three, four, five lines on the chart flow, and you will use the flow chart to summarize the selection on the lines below. That means that you will write the sentences with the date. Like the first sentence will be, Abigail Smith was born in 1744 in Massachusetts. Your second sentence may be, in 1764, they married. John and Abigail got married. And you can write as a third sentence, in 1784, Abigail joined her husband in Paris. And you will continue writing sentences in the flow chart with the dates. Okay, your clue in this page are the dates. Okay, and remember, don't dwell on those who let you down. Cherish those who hold you up. You are very special to me. Goodbye, guys. I will see you soon.